that down, let's move on to this, shall we? You know, Zack Snyder has, well, at least in theory, moved on from the DC cinematic universe and all that kind of stuff. And he's now made a few things since. And the first thing he did after he left DC was a little movie that I actually quite enjoyed called Army of the Dead. Not everybody loved it, and that's fine. And I don't think it was like one of the best films of the year, but I had a lot of fun with this little movie. I thought it was a really, and I'm one of these guys that's a little bit over the whole zombie genre. Like every once in a while, you'll get a Train to Busan or something like that that'll come out and get us excited, sure, but not a lot these days. Army of the Dead, I thought was pretty fun, and I enjoyed it. Now, of course, there was a lot of talk surrounding the movie that they were going to do way more with Army of the Dead, that they were going to almost do like a little cinematic universe.
Ooh.
There was going to be a spin-off movie, and there was going to be an animated show, and there was going to be all this kind of stuff. Now, of course, we haven't heard a lot about that lately, and it looks like there's a reason, because according to Geek Tyrant, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead universe is now scrapped. It's gone. Director Zack Snyder has talked about wanting to jump back into his Army of the Dead universe and make a new movie, but it doesn't look like he's going to get the opportunity as Netflix has reportedly scrapped the franchise. The Wrap points out that Snyder had ambitious plans for the franchise with several sequels and spin-offs in the works, including an animated series, but all those projects have been canceled. Deborah Snyder pointed out in an interview that Army of the Dead isn't entirely dead, as there will be a themed experience coming to the Six Flags theme parks this Halloween. She said of that, it's going to be a really cool experience. But as far as more films and shows go, don't expect Netflix to produce any more of them. I imagine Rebel Moon is next with to be on the chopping block with those films being terrible. I'll be surprised if they continue with that sci-fi franchise. Okay, so let's stick for a second with Army of the Dead. And then we'll talk about what the further repercussions of this could be. Again, I like the movie. I thought Dave Bautista was really fun in it. I thought the cast was good in it. For a limited budget, I thought the visual effects looked really fun. Look, did it look like a $300 million movie? No. But for what they had, I thought they did a pretty good job. The action was exciting. I actually got a little bit emotionally invested in it. Again, to me, solid movie. And I was actually kind of looking forward to seeing more from it. Not so much an animated series, to be honest with you, but I was looking forward to seeing another movie after this one. It's gone. Okay. What are the further repercussions? Of course, because the writer of the article speculates that this is probably going to mean, because remember, they're saying the same thing about the Rebel Moon universe. They were going to create an entire cinematic universe. That this was going to be big and grand. And there was also talk of animated series and all this other kind of stuff. And by the way, lest we forget, the actual viewership numbers for the Rebel Moon movies were not bad. I mean, it might have been people watching car wrecks, but the actual viewing numbers were not bad. And I think we should keep that in mind. The movies were awful, though. I mean, point blank, absolute gutter garbage. Like, it's the first time I have disliked a Zack Snyder movie since Sucker Punch. I mean, and Sucker Punch is the only Zack Snyder movie that I didn't like. I've liked every single other one of his movies. And then along came Rebel Moon. And then just when you started to think, whew, well, at least it can't get any worse than that, he says, hold my beer. And they put out Rebel Moon Part 2, Lips on Pucker. I mean, I don't know what else. They suck. And then I've had a couple people write into me and say, John, are you going to do reviews of the director's cut of the Rebel Moons? And I say, I'm sorry. How have I given you the impression that I hate myself so much that I would then go back and watch the director's cuts of those movies? They're terrible. They're awful.
You know, all I could say is that at least we know that the interest is there, either for the genre he's making movies for, or the director. It's just he needs to make better movies.
I mean, at the end of the day, he needs to make better movies.
Yeah, but the interest is there, at least by what you say for viewership. The viewership thing
was there. Is it there anymore? Because I'll tell you what, my interest in Morbius was there until I saw the movie. Ray, ask me if I want to see Morbius 2.
Do you want to see Morbius 2?
No. No, I do not. Despite the fact that I did have interest in Morbius until I went to go see it.
Well, yeah, maybe he swung his bat too many times.
Listen, and by the way, I was interested in Rebel Moon too. I didn't think the trailers looked very good, but that's not the director's responsibility. I didn't think the trailers looked great, but I was definitely curious and interested in Rebel Moon. And it was just so bad. So the interest was there, but I honestly don't know if the interest is there anymore. I just don't know.
As far as like them canceling this universe, I don't care. Like, I'll always be excited for a Zack Snyder project. I'll always be interested. I just hope that it gets better. I mean, I can only watch so much crap before I give up, but I have a high tolerance for crap.
Look, and hence us going to see Borderlands
Oh
later.
yeah, this might be
Ray's movie of the year.
This might be the line right here. This might be.
Listen, I think, and I see some people in the live chat saying this out loud, so maybe it is just time to say it out loud. Because we've always said, at least I've always said, and a lot of other people have always said, Zack Snyder is an incredibly gifted visual storyteller. I mean, honestly, even Rebel Moons, as bad and as gutter trash as those movies are, you put those movies on mute, visually, he knows how to tell a story.
Yeah.
Right? He does. He really does. I can say the same thing about Sucker Punch. Terrible movie. Man, you put that movie on mute and make up your own story in your head, it's actually kind of fun. I think it's just time that Zack Snyder realizes that writing isn't his strong suit. Listen, a lot of the greatest directors of all time pick scripts and then work from somebody else's script and then create a movie from it. And I think Zack Snyder, I'm not saying Zack Snyder can be the next Scorsese or Tarantino or Villeneuve or Spielberg. I'm not saying that. But I think if Zack Snyder said, you know what? I'm going to forget the writing part. I'm going to find or have my people bring me great scripts, and then I'm going to make movies based on great scripts. And I bet he would become known after a few years of being one of our top 10, 15 current directors. I really do. Because I think he clearly knows how to take something and visually make it happen. It's just that when you're starting with some stuff that it's just, so maybe he shouldn't write the stories anymore. Maybe he shouldn't write the scripts anymore. I mean, I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws here, but bottom line is, I'm disappointed to hear we're not going to get more Army of the Dead. I am a little bit disappointed in that. And I won't be surprised at all if the article writer is right and we find out there's not going to be any more Rebel Moon stuff. I mean, I have not heard that we will or won't. I'm just saying I won't be surprised if we hear that we won't. You know when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is? That's kind of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal, there is no way you can keep it to yourself. My last mobile service provider was quite good, but ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've enjoyed even better coverage, better phone clarity, and I'm paying less than a third of what I paid to my old provider. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The Army of the Dead franchise, which I was looking forward to seeing more of it, has apparently been scrapped at Netflix. Are you surprised? Not surprised? Do you have any kind of feelings as to what that means for the future of the Rebel Moon universe? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.